You know when you watch something so motivating, it gives you the energy to get up, turn off your device, and just start going to work non-stop? Well, this anime perfectly represents that feeling completely. Run with the Wind is something that I had been looking forward to in a sports anime genre for a long time. You see, I'm a runner, and I ran track the majority of my life. I was able to get multiple colleges to be interested in my abilities after my junior year of high school. But COVID happened and my passion for running stopped, but I still completely enjoy the sport. Running isn't the most popular sport, and the obvious answer is because running completely exposes your ability while competing. If you are slow, there's no way to hide it. If you can't jump far, there's no way to hide it. If you can't throw something far enough, there's no way to hide it. Compared to other sports like basketball or football, where you can hide behind a great team to carry you to a championship, track is completely different than that, unless you do a relay or something like that. And that's exactly why I wanted to see an anime like this, to see how it involved this type of exposing of abilities, and oh boy, it did not disappoint. If you're new here, I create banging anime videos from breakdowns, recommendations, news, and relating anime to real life. We do it all here. Let's get this video started. I really love the opening scene to this anime. We get some visuals of the city, some breathing as if someone's running, someone is running, and we see this long stretch of an alleyway at night. We see someone running with something in his hand. There are shots of his running motion, and you can tell this guy has a great form and he knows what he's doing. In the background, we hear someone screaming, "Stop that thief, stop him." Then we hear a bicycle in the background. The rider of the bicycle catches up to the runner, but you can't tell it wasn't easy for him. This runner is really fast. We finally see a little bit of the runner's face in the dark, and we fully see the rider's face of the bicycle. He is engulfed in light compared to the runner. Instead of telling the thief or runner to stop or attempt to stop him, he asks, "Do you enjoy running?" but in a very bright and sunny way. The bicyclist is very in awe of the thief's running form. Then it cuts there. The introduction lays out some founding themes the story has to offer. We see Kakeru, the thief, is fantastic at running, but he is running away from something too, and not just getting caught by the police, but in the story we see he's running away from his past, his worries, and himself. Haiji, the one riding the bicycle, is in complete awe of the runner, that he has to ask, "Do you enjoy running?" I mean, obviously with this top tier form, he must enjoy running, right? Well, Kakeru doesn't even answer his question, and we later see Kakeru seems like a top-notch athlete that should have everything figured out, but we see he is struggling with many things. First off, he just stole something. He also gambled all his money and lost it. We see that both of them, Kakeru and Haiji, both attend the same school, and this excites Haiji a lot. We hear Kakeru has no money to pay for rent since he gambled it all, but Haiji insists on Kakeru staying at his apartment. Then we see Haiji say to return what he stole from the small owner, and they go do that. From here, Haiji shows Kakeru the whole apartment and meets all of his roommates. It's a total of 10 college students living here. At first, I thought, whoa, this is way too many characters to be in the main cast, especially how they immediately barrage us with them. But it's to show how Kakeru must have felt meeting all of his roommates. Let's briefly meet the characters that I honestly enjoyed thoroughly, even after thinking there's no way this story could make me learn all these names and also have me like them individually. We have King, who is a fan of taking quizzes. He loves taking them a lot and is claimed to be king of them, but we never really know if he's actually king of taking quizzes. Then we have Shindo, one of the nicest characters I have ever seen in an anime, and one of the first members that truly believes in Haiji. I'll explain that later. Prince is a manga enthusiast, if you could not tell already, and does not have an athletic bone in his body. Guys, when I first saw the intro, I thought Prince was a girl. That's all I'm gonna say. We have Musa, who is the only exchange student in the bunch and is probably one of the smartest members of the group. Nico, who got his nickname Nico from his smoking habit. He is the oldest one in the group and was once Haiji's senior, but now Haiji is his senior. He is the only one that has experience running and competing in track and field. Yuki, who is probably my favorite character of the group, he is completely against Haiji's ridiculous dream. It's really funny how much he hates Haiji's dream, but slowly becomes one of the more passionate ones in the end. Then we have the twins, Joji and Joru. They're the loud and funny ones in the group who will do anything to be popular with the ladies. Then we have Kakeru, who is the only one in the group who is a very, very impressive runner. Then Haiji, the leader of the group that has the will to do anything and everything he puts his mind to. Even if the world and his friends are telling him no, that he has zero chance of achieving his dream, he will not stop believing or trying. We get introduced to all of the gang and we see the apartment complex Kakeru is staying at. They host a little party together with drinks and homemade food that Haiji made himself. We see the whole crew in action and we see how close they really are with each other. But then Haiji does something that none of the members saw coming. Haiji says he wants to run Hakune Ekiden with all of his roommates. He pulls out something that says that the building they are staying at is a track and field club training grounds for their college. It's a very old and dusty sign that no one even knew was on the freaking building. Haiji says that everyone living in those dorms is a part of the track and field team, and everyone starts losing it. Everybody says that they never joined the team, but Haiji explains that the only way to join was to sign to live in the dorms. So technically, everybody is a part of the team. And of course, everyone starts to freak out even more because Haiji was able to explain how his mischievous behavior worked and that they all might have to end up running. Kakeru, the only experienced runner, says that it's impossible to run in this competition. This is a country-renowned race in Japan that only a select few colleges can ever compete in. And honestly, I agree with Kakeru. This is something that should never be possible because over half or more of these guys don't even work out frequently. So how are they going to be able to run in the Hakone Ekiden? Kakeru says in further detail, so many individuals that try their best for at least 5 years and they still can't get in. I was a runner, like I said in the beginning of the video, so I firsthand know how much it takes to be able to compete at such a high level. And for these guys to do it, ain't no fucking way, man. Ain't no way, man. Haiji receives all of these comments of negativity, but he just stares at his roommates unfucking phased. We learn that Haiji has planned to compete in the Hakone Ekiden for 4 years, and he finally got the required amount of members to participate in it, 10 people. So he is not going to let anything stop him at all. And that's one of the reasons why I enjoy Run with the Wind. Haiji's mindset, determination, discipline, and tenacity is something that I really enjoyed about this show. His ability to not let the negative comments affect him and be able to take their criticism is very impressive. He not only listens to the criticism, but he listens to the problems they have and he accommodates for all of these individuals. He obviously knows that his goal is very crazy, but that is not going to let him stop at all. If anything, he plans all these things out ahead of time for the competition and how to get everyone to care and improve when they run. We see the entire team besides Kakeru struggle with running completely. Running is very hard to get into, and especially long distance. I personally despised long distance with a passion. I hated it. So when we see the guys run for the first time, the entire time they're huffing and puffing, not being able to breathe. We see most of them not reach the finish line, stopping in the middle of the road, before the finish line, or Nico coughing up a storm because of his smoking habit. Prince does not even look like he is running, brother. He is dying the entire time he is running. Quote unquote running. How is this team supposed to be able to compete against others who have ran their entire lives? We see other problems come up as well outside of their ability to run, and endurance problems. Haiji gets hit with a lot of problems, and I really enjoy seeing Haiji solve all of them. Because shit, that's just how life is. Just because you want something does not mean it'll be easy to get. For instance, King is stressing to look for a job. He believes running is taking his precious time from him and finding a job, and in a sense, he's not wrong. They train for a couple hours. He could be using that time to find a job. King says running is a complete waste of time and that it's not going to take his career anywhere. In a sense, it's true. Running is not going to get you a job, especially if that's not what you're studying related to your major. Like if he was studying to become a coach, running could get him that job, but he's not studying to become a coach. This problem interrupts the group's flow a lot, and you cannot blame King for his reasoning. There's a lot of realism in the show that I really enjoy because we see how these characters deal with it. Are they going to fold under pressure or come out on top? Actually, all the characters feel as if they go through their own fleshed out stories, which was something I was not expecting. It's very difficult to get a likable character down in my opinion and to actually care for them, but this show was able to do that for the main cast. For example, one of my favorite characters was Yuki. He was the least interested in running, but you can see deep down he needs some place to belong. He wants to push everyone away for reasons I won't say, but as he tries to push everyone away, he is slowly letting them all creep into his life with running. He would be the first person to say screw running, but towards the end changes into a completely different person. But some don't even need to change at all and are still able to flourish, like Prince. He has great ideals and morals because he reads a fuck ton of manga. So when someone comes up to him and makes fun of his running ability, he would say some very deep philosophical thing that will make everybody on screen completely silent. He already has the great mindset going into this, but would complain because, well, I mean, running ain't no joke. He has a great mind that knows his limits, but will still push himself in the end. But if it wasn't for their entire team pushing each other and holding each other accountable, they would have not been able to achieve what they did in the story. This group of guys talks about a lot of uncomfortable things that will help each other in the end if they talk about it, and if they had not done this, they would have not achieved their level of success. The main one that believed was Haiji, and he passed his strong will onto the others even when they told him to screw off. Some accepted his brightness and were able to pass it on to others. What does this show? You need people to succeed succeed in anything. You can do it alone for sure, but if you have someone there with you to learn with and to strive for greatness, it would be a better ride to the destination. Ultimately, this show is so fucking motivating, it's ridiculous. This right here inspired me to push in anything I was doing. I'm in school right now, I create videos, and I work out. And as I was doing any of these things, I would think of the guys in Run with the Wind, running for countless hours, busting their asses, and I would say, yeah, I got a little bit more in me. Let's keep on going with whatever I was doing. The characters were fantastic because we were able to witness their struggles and their wins along the way. This story was such a motivating one and so perfect towards the end too. This is something I will not forget for a very long time. The last thing I want to say is the music in this show is actually really good. And I realized this from the first episode. I don't think I've ever seen an anime that has this type of music in it, but it was really good and I really enjoyed it. And I obviously enjoy music when watching anime, but this one really stood out to me for some reason and I really enjoyed it. And I mean, the music is good, so it makes everything flow better. But yeah guys, if you enjoyed this video and you've made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like these type of videos, subscribe for weekly videos. We basically upload every single week, so don't miss out. I will see you next one guys. Have a great day and peace.